Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of our Laz-Talk podcast. This time is a very fun episode. This is something new, and in fact, this is episode 5 already. I'm here with a special guest, and this time from the new retail team. Maybe John, you can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, happy to be here. Thank you Hao Yang for having me. My name is John. I'm from the new retail team, which sits under this new business team within Lazada Singapore. So one of the solutions that our team is pushing for and that has enabled for Lazada sellers is this feature called store pickup. So most of the time people may know this as store click and collect. So click and collect is actually quite popular and quite known already outside of Lazada. So our team specializes in omnichannel solutions, or people call it O2O. There was a term called new retail, so that's why we are called the new retail team. Yep. So happy to be here and tell you guys all about our solutions.
Yep. Alright, so before he present more about it, I'm sure you guys, or rather the sellers itself, this is a very highly requested feature because store pickup, I think it has happened for years ago. They were asking, when can we get store pickup? And then finally it's here already and it's open to you, but there are certain number of requirements, but we'll explain and deep dive into that later. And as John said, it is the omni-channel, or rather is the future of retail, because traditionally it's rather maybe you might just have a brick mortar store, then eventually you shift online. But however, with this whole omni-channel, it's a very seamless, integrated process, rather experience. So your customer-wise, they can even buy online and come to your store and pick up. So you drive sales both sides. Alright, maybe just a small introduction of what is the store pickup. Like I mentioned, it helps you connect the shopping experience between the online and the offline world. Or rather, how does it work? Like to a quick go through first. Okay, customers do buy, like let's say from your seller store on Lazada, they can choose this store pickup feature as a delivery option. Then the seller will have 2 working days to prepare the order for pickup, and then the buyer has up to 2 weeks to collect the order. Alright, so maybe John, maybe you can let us know why exactly should sellers adopt this new store pickup feature?
So great, thank you for the introduction. Seems like you've already done all the work for me. So I'll answer your question, why should sellers pick it up? Having to enable this store pickup feature. So basically, I'll talk about the benefits of using this store pickup feature. I think let's start with the buyers first. So for those of you who are looking to be more competitive against your competitors on the platform, store pickup feature means free shipping for buyer. So if you enable your SKU for store pickup, it's actually free shipping. So your buyer saves on the delivery fee. Okay? And another, in fact, the biggest reason why buyers choose store pickup is that they are able to collect the orders faster than the standard delivery. Okay? And you know that during mega campaigns, your 3PLs could probably take a longer time because there's so many orders for them to deliver. So this feature will allow buyers to come to your pickup point to pick up the items. Now, there are also other secondary reasons why Lazada buyers would benefit by you enabling store pickup feature. So your buyers are able to touch and feel the merchandise before they collect. So this will reduce the potential return or refund kind of requests. And they're also able to engage with you, right, for in-store experience. Sometimes they buy a product, but they don't know how to use it, don't know how to install it. They are looking for alternative or complementary products that go along with it. So by coming to your store to pick it up, they can also engage with you, seek your expertise. And I think this other reason is that in Singapore, click and collect is really passe. It's really common already. We got major retailers already having this click and collect feature. So it's not unusual that your customers who are used to this kind of feature, and they also expect it to run it for when they shop with you on the Lazada store. So another portion of why you as a seller can benefit is that there's free shipping for buyer, there's also free seller shipping for you as a seller. So for every order that is fulfilled via store pickup, there's free shipping. So this is the immediate financial benefit that you gain from for enabling store pickup. And as also mentioned, there's no need for you to deal with 3PL for a store pickup order. Some of you might be doing pickup or might be drop off. So we understand that as volume increases, it's very troublesome for you to go and drop off or let them come and pick up. So with store pickup, you don't need to deal with 3PLs for this. And one big important reason why sellers sign up for this feature is that it helps generate footfall. to your retail store and even to your warehouse. So they can upsell or even cross-sell. And like I
Wow.
mentioned earlier, they might be looking for advice, and thus we're able to recommend them suitable things. Other reasons will include things like you're able to now see who are your Lazada customers in your physical store. Sometimes we hear from sellers that the people who buy from their retail store can be quite different from the profile of their Lazada buyers. So this helps you to understand a bit more about your Lazada buyers, who they are, what kind of age group, what they're looking for. And last but not least, it's also to help you increase customer satisfaction by offering multiple and alternative fulfillment options. So all this in a nutshell are reasons why you as a seller should adopt store pickup feature.
Right, so as you heard from John himself, there are so many benefits for you to generate additional footfall, be it online or offline, with this additional function, value added function, in fact, this store pickup feature. So maybe John, you can go through with us like a quick run through how it looks like, or maybe from the Lazada app interface.
Sure, very happy to. So if you look at the screen right now, on the left hand side, the most left hand side screenshot, if you're a Lazada store pickup seller, on the SKU PDD page, you'll actually see under the delivery portion, you see this thing called a free pickup from stores of the convenience within 14 days. So this is visible already to your buyers when you're browsing with your SKUs. So if we go to the next page, straight the next screenshot on the right, you'll see that you click buy now, and on the checkout page, you click on the arrow as indicated in the circle, and then that's where you see more delivery options. Now on the third screenshot, you select store pickup. Basically, you click on the circle where the red circle is, and then that's where you get to see the list of all the sellers' stores or pickup points. We call it pickup points, and we call it pickup points because sellers who has a warehouse that can receive customers, you can also use your warehouse as a pickup point, because we want this to be versatile to you. We also want this to be able to better benefit your customers. So you as a buyer, you're able to select the store or the pickup point nearest to the buyer, and you click on that. And then once you've done that, on the fifth and the final screenshot, you'll see that the location is being updated on the checkout page. So that's when the buyer will place order, and that's where you as a seller get the new order.
Okay, so sounds like it's a very convenient process. In fact, because the buyers have the freedom of choice to really choose, like similar to collection point like that, but this one is directly at the merchant store, so it's definitely extremely convenient. So John, maybe the next part we can just have a quick breakdown of, let's say, the whole buyer journey and maybe the seller journey as well. I'll be putting up like the screenshots of the various slides, or rather images or infographics for you guys to view, so do not worry. So maybe John, you can tell us more about the store pickup user journey from the buyers and the sellers perspective.
Sure. So if you look at this particular slide or this graphic, we break it down to buyer and seller. So what I have explained earlier is what the buyer experiences on store pickup seller. Now, on the bottom half of the slide, you see the seller journey. So right at the start, if you're a seller that's got the store pickup, the buyer sees your SKU on another store. And by the way, store pickup is visible on desktop and also on the app. Okay? So this is something that's very helpful, especially in Singapore context. And the buyer, at step 2, the buyer will use the delivery option of store pickup. And then step 3, he or she place the order and make the payment. And at step 4, that's when you as a seller will receive the new order notification. And then step 5 is where you pick and pack the item. And step 6, that is where you as a seller click ready for pickup. Okay? This is equivalent to ready to ship as for your standard delivery orders. Okay, so you click that and look up for the buyer side. The buyer will receive 2 things, a QR code and also a pickup code. Okay. For those of you very tech savvy, the QR code is the QR code version of the pickup code. It's a string of numbers and alphabets. Okay. And step 7, that's when the buyer comes to the pickup point to collect the parcel or collect the order. And on your end, you purchased this exchange on our platform. You can either scan the QR code using the Seller Center app or key in the pickup code or the PIN code onto your web version of the Seller Center. Then you confirm. So once you do that, that's where step 8 happens. For buyer and seller, the order will be reflected as delivered. And it's important to show delivered because that's when money will go to the bank account. Step 9, your buyer will receive an email saying that it will be redeemed or it's been delivered. Okay. And yeah, I think a few things that I want to highlight here is if you look at the red asterisks. The first red asterisk at step 6 is that click ready for pickup. If you could direct attention to the bottom of the slide, this SLA is the same as your standard delivery orders. You as a seller would have 2 working days to click ready for pickup. Okay, and if I refer you to step 6 with the 2 asterisks, buyer and seller can cancel the order before you as a seller click ready for pickup. So this is important because sometimes you may have your SKU that runs out in your physical retail store. So you are able to cancel the order, and this is to your advantage. Okay. However, this is not good for your seller cancellation rate. So just want to highlight this one for all the parties involved. Okay. And of course, your buyer will also can do the same. Before you click step 6 or click ready for pickup, your buyer can also cancel. Okay. And I think the third important point here is that if you look at the 3 asterisks on the cancellation side, this order will be automatically cancelled if it is not acknowledged after 14 days of order creation. So you could be a very good diligent seller. You click ready for pickup, but if 14 days after step 4, when the order is created, your buyer does not pick it up, this order will be automatically cancelled. Okay, so we do want to give the buyers time. Our thinking is give them 2 weekends to come and pick up the order from you. So this is something that sellers need to be aware of.
Yep. Alright, okay, then to maybe just give you guys more breakdown on it, the ready for pickup is similar to the seller's ready to ship, like for your usual economy orders with a poster or your 3PL orders. That's why you have the usual N+2 form of working SLA to abide by. And then yes, like John mentioned, even if you RTS in time or for in this instance is ready for pickup, and the buyer doesn't really completes the order within 14 days, it will automatically be cancelled. But don't worry, you'll just list as a cancellation on the buyer side, so it will not affect your cancellation rate for that if the buyer fails to pick up. Alright, and maybe I'll just show you through a more graphic form of example of what John just mentioned. Okay, so for the whole buyer journey, like he talked about, the buyer retrieves the QR code, and then what the buyer see is mainly the store address, the QR code, and the pickup code, for instance. And then once it is ready for pickup, the buyer will not be able to cancel already, so do take note of that. And then the next point of action will be the seller to acknowledge the collection. So seller has to scan the buyer QR code through the seller app, and then key in the pickup code or scan QR code, whichever is more convenient for you. And then from there, the store pickup order will be completed and your order status updated to delivered, and that is where your payout will happen. Okay, so maybe John, if they sign up for, let's say, this whole store pickup, right, are there any additional form of support by Lazada? The merchant really sign up and then is successful to allow this feature on their store?
So we work very hard with our backend side to develop this store pickup exclusive kind of vouchers that seller can issue. So it's the same seller voucher, just that this seller store pickup voucher is applicable to only store pickup SKUs. So why this could make sense for sellers to consider? Number one is that you want to be more competitive compared to your competitors. And number two is that with store pickup being selected by the buyer, the seller already saves $2.49. You already saved that shipping fee. So there's also a feedback that our sellers tell us that they want to sort of pass these savings to make their item more price competitive. We've also have prepared, designed, and also printed offline marketing collaterals. You should be able to see it on your screen right now. We have got three things. One is the store pickup decal. It's a sticker format that's meant to be pasted on your storefront. We've also given you the dimensions so you know what's a good place to place on it. Purpose of it is so that sometimes your customers walk past your physical store every day, right? Because he comes to the shopping mall to buy food, to buy pickup. And he may never know that you actually sell on Lazada. So there's a good way to let your passerby or your foot traffic know that you are now on Lazada. The next one is this shelf labels. We've also catered space for QR code, and that's where you as a seller are able to create the QR code. I mean, you know that all your SKUs on your desktop version has a QR code, so you can actually just print it out and then paste it there on this shelf labels, so that your buyers, when they go to your physical store, will scan the QR code and be directed to your Lazada store directly. Okay, so QR code levels, it can be down to the SK level, could be a store level, it could be a photo store kind of voucher. So it's all dependent on you. We also reflect this diversity and variety in the collateral that we printed and prepared for you. And last but not least, we also prepare like small stickers so that you can paste on the store pickup orders. So the idea is that buyers, after picking up their orders from your store, they walk around the mall and then they see this sticker together with your logo on shopping bag. So they know that, so people will see the bag, knows that you are on Lazada, number one. Number two, you also offer store pickup. So that's kind of like a subtle marketing.
Alright, so with so many benefits that John has mentioned, in fact, I'm sure you guys or other sellers are very interested to find out how exactly can you activate store pickup. Alright, so maybe you just look up on the screen itself. So for all sellers, a couple of basic requirements would be a pickup point to be a non-residential location, and then remember you have to use your seller app for faster in-store collection process. And for non-last mile sellers, we have a minimum requirement of one order transaction within the past 30 days. That means as long as you sell something more than $1, you'll be eligible. Maintain a good instant messaging same-day response rate. And of course, the ECRA and pickup point verification documents. But all of these links towards all these resources, I'll send it all in the description box for you to find out more. So don't worry. Yep. And maybe for the next steps, maybe John, you can go through quickly, like how can they really go live once they are approved?
Okay, so it's very simple. If you're applying and if you're eligible, you can go live within 2 weeks. Okay, so let me go through with you briefly the process. So now that you're on this video, you're watching this video, so good on you, so you know more about store pickup now. We've also got a landing page that guides you to different pages. And of course, all our training decks, which contain more details, are on Lazada University. They will also be in the description box. And then next is sign up. Very simple. There's a link there. Click on it, sign up. And the non-last mile sellers is to send the list of documents to look@lazada.sg. Then you receive the email from us, and then we will also send you details like what are the things to do in this to-do list. And then next, that's where you need to prepare for setting up store pickup on Lazada store. So make sure that your internal teams are aligned. They're informed that you're gonna do this, and then set up relevant information, opening hours, information on your IM, for example. So that's more automated. When people ask you where's your location. Now we typically approve and make the batch of sellers go live on Mondays. So every batch goes live on Monday, bearing things like is there a public holiday or is there a period before the mega campaigns. But usually it's on every Monday. Now, very important point is that once you go live or on the day that we tell you go live, please ensure that you add the pickup point on your seller center. Okay, this is very important. Okay, if you don't do that, store pickup feature will not appear on your Lazada store.
So to summarize the very key points, or rather some couple of FAQs that we do witness sellers tend to ask. Okay, the very first one that I have here is, are SKUs on delivered by seller, which is DBS, eligible for store pickup? The answer is yes, as long as you read all the requirements that we mentioned earlier in one of the images. And then for DBS sellers, I mean your shipping is already $0. And then so stock pickup is still $0, so don't worry. It's just that now the buyer has the freedom to choose whether you can deliver to them, or maybe they might need it earlier and they can come to your store to pick up. So that is a plus point for that. And then another question that I have is there a minimum number of SKUs to be enabled for store pickup? So John has mentioned this a lot of times during the podcast earlier. A good recommendation benchmark will be a minimum of 50% of your SKUs to be enabled for a more consistent for a customer experience. So you have a wide range of assortment, because can't be you just activate just one SKU for them to collect. You have to have a wide range of assortment so they can come and also browse through and check out what are the stuff that you have also. So maybe the rest of the questions I'll let John answer. Okay, so the next one that we have here, this FAQ, is what do buyers need to provide for collection?
Okay, so two things, very simple. So buyers need to provide number one, order number. So sellers like you know which order we're talking about. Okay, and second item is an option between the QR code or the pickup code. Okay, and it's also common that sometimes buyers come, but they send their friends, family members to pick up on their behalf. So they just need to send you a screenshot of that page with the QR code plus the pickup code. That's all they need to come to you to collect their store pickup orders.
Okay, so maybe the next one, or rather the final one that I have here is maybe when can a store pickup order, let's say, be cancelled?
Sure. So from the time when the order is being created till the time when you have to take ready for pickup, this is when you can cancel. To be more specific, in the app, you will show the stage to pack. And if using the web version of Seller Center, when the status to ship, at these two status, you're able to cancel the store pickup order.
Alright, so I'm sure there are many more questions, but however, we are short on time. But don't worry, within the description box, you have all the resources that I'll be attaching down below. So do check them out, especially like some of the other FAQs that we have, and also the couple of aircraft documents that we mentioned earlier that you require to sign up. Alright, so as I mentioned also earlier, you have to scan this QR code. Actually, not QR code, I'll put it down in the description box easier. This whole survey for you to sign up, it's down below for this whole feature. And of course, you want to learn more on, let's say, O2O or new retail initiatives or any further questions, feel free to contact John and his team at loop@lazada.sg. I'll put it in the description box below as well. And they also have another discussion group via DingTalk. DingTalk is our own app, or rather organizational app that we like to use. Very convenient for us to actually talk to Lazadians like us. So you just need to download DingTalk, and then I'll put down the join link within the description box as well. So alright. So now we have come to the end of this whole short and sweet podcast. So maybe John, you have any other advice or any last words to tell to our sellers?
Sure. So we all know we are approaching the end of the year mega campaign season. So sign up for store pickup, especially if you have a physical pickup point. That's how you're able to set up store pickup vouchers, so your price of your SKUs can be more competitive without any loss of profits or margins for you. And that's how you're also able to reach the buyers who are urgent to pick up their orders. So to differentiate yourself, to prepare for the mega campaigns end of the year, sign up for store pickup.
Yep. So as you heard John, please do sign up for this omni-channel form of experience. Do sign up for store pickup. It is a value-added service. Okay, alright. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in to the live stream. Everything, or rather information and resources, are all in the description box below. If you like this whole live, or rather podcast, leave us a like, share, or subscribe, or comment out any questions that you want us to answer next, or maybe in future podcasts. So without further ado, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next live stream. Thank you, everyone.